Hi, my name is Coldbeer and let's start with Prey. It's a first-person shooter with all the benefits of modern FPS games. The game has a really cool story that has you playing as a scientist exploring a space station ravaged by an alien life form. Yeah, I know, that doesn't sound like something very original, but it is, believe me. Prey gives you a variety of weapons to use along with superpowers like telepathy or the ability to trick enemies by turning yourself into everyday items.
I turned myself into a pickle, Morty!
Yeah, it may sound like nonsense, but it's not. You can truly acquire alien abilities and use them by stopping time or turning yourself into a bottle of vodka and then roll around like crazy. Frostpunk. This is a society survival game. As the ruler of the last city of Earth, it's your duty to manage both its citizens and its infrastructure. Optimization and resource management often clash with empathy and thoughtful decision-making. If your population is huge, they need more food, so it's nice if some of them dies out doing some harsh labor. Then you get more food for the rest of them, but that will put you in a hard position as a leader. Or, for example, if a child is injured at work, you have several options of what to do next. Ban child labor, limit child employment to relatively safe jobs, or just ignore the injury and put children to work anyway. Because, you know, those sneakers you like will not make themselves, right? The Hunter, Call of the Wild. This is one of the most immersive hunting games I have ever played. I can remember when I stalked some deer for more than an hour, finally saw it behind the bushes of love and took a shot. I injured the animal and he ran away. The blood trail he left was more than clear, but I didn't hit any vital organs, so the deer was able to hide himself in a lush forest. I was stalking him for half an hour, but then I just saw a different deer and shot it dead, thus spooking the first injured animal even further away. And you know, I decided not to pursue it and leave it injured in the woods, where he will probably die from infections and blood loss. That sounds awful, but it is not. You know why? Because this is a game and those animals are not real. I am against the hunting for fun in real life, but I have no moral hesitation to eradicate all living organisms in this beautiful, not real land. In this game, no animal will be actually hurt, so your conscience is free of guilt and you can massacre a deer herd or two. Kerbal Space Program. This game is fun, but also it is very hard. Here you have to create your own spaceship and rocket science is anything but easy. Building a spaceship here reminds me of creating abominations in Spore. Every detail can be scaled, turned and attached to another detail, so you have to do everything right in order to take a space flight. The game has a really good physics engine, so you can't take off successfully with a giant unicorn or something, but if you practice enough, you can send giant vodka bottles to the moon. Shape is good, very rockety I'd say. Starbound. In this Terraria in space, you create your own story. There is no wrong way to play. And you may choose to save the universe from the forces that destroyed your home, uncovering greater galactic mysteries in the process. Or you may wish to forego a heroic journey entirely in favor of colonizing uncharted planets, collecting rare creatures, or delve into dangerous dungeons and lay claim to otherworldly treasures. Discover ancient temples and modern cities, trees with eyes, mischievous penguins, and talking ding-dongs. Well, you'll be first if you find those, but you never know. The universe is endless. Steep. Before you spend your money, open your Epic Games launcher and check it. You may have this game already because Epic was giving away this awesome sports game for free a while ago. I've heard that this game was Pablo Escobar's favorite. He will ride a massive open world across the Alps or Alaska covered with white cocaine until the horizon. Here powder is always fresh and the run never ends. And for me, this is one of the best sports games since I've played Freakout Extreme Freeride. Speaking of which, if you like arcade skiing games, Tony Hawk series or just nice rock music, check on Freakout as well. Jurassic World Evolution. So here you can build your very own Jurassic Park. At first, it's all about fun, interesting creatures and happy customers, until some brown substance from the bottom of Stegosaurus hits the fan. And by that I mean that life finds a way. And by life, I mean death. You know, few velociraptors can escape the cage and start feeding on your customers. Only you can decide if you want to tranquilize them or, you know, leave them to velociraptors as they are. As I always say, if you ever worked at retail, and I did, before becoming a writer of all sorts, I know that you hate your customers anyway. They are always unhappy with something, let them complain for real this time. Oh, I'm being eaten by a Tyrannosaurus! Yes, you are, we are terribly sorry. Blasphemous. This game is a true work of art. I don't think that any of you will argue with me about that. Art-wise, is one of the best examples of Metroidvania and Souls genre collision. Interesting thing is that the major influence of Blasphemous story and design was the religious art of the city of Seville in Spain, and also works of famous Spanish painters, especially Francisco Goya and his 200-year-old painting called A Procession of Flagellants. If you want some nightmares before bed, just Google Goya's paintings. They are as great as they are creepy. What remains of Edith Finch? 17-year-old Edith Finch is the last surviving member of the eccentric Finch family. All of her immediate relatives and family have died violently at a young age, leading to rumors about a family curse. Now Edith is on her way to her Finch mansion, a bizarre ramshackle building hidden deep within the forest of the state of Washington. Once there, she intends to research her family's history and learn the truth about the alleged curse. While this can sound like a horror game, it's actually just a nice tale about one family that is more interesting than your own family, or mine. That's why we are gamers, to be honest. Townscaper. I tried to draw your attention to this beautiful game on the last sale, and I want to do that again this time as well. Just look, what a beautiful game this is. Well, it's hard to call it a game, to be fair. There are no goals or gameplay, just plenty of building and plenty of beauty. That's it. As developers say, Townscaper is an experimental passion project, more of a toy than a game. Pick colors from the palette, plop down colored blocks of houses on the irregular grid, and watch Townscaper's underlying algorithm automatically turn those blocks into cute little houses, arches, stairways, bridges, and lush backyards. You can build your own marinated herringrad, potato salad stand, or cold beer will. Game has overwhelmingly positive reviews, and I can see why. The Evil Within 2. You will play as Detective Sebastian Castellanos, who has lost everything. Well, that is written in the game's description, but I honestly hope that he didn't lose his balls. You know, that would suck. So anyway, you were given a chance to save your daughter and have to descend into the nightmarish world. Horrifying threats emerge from every corner as the world twists and wraps around you. You can craft traps, sneak, run and hide, or try to battle the horrors with limited ammo. Sounds familiar? Yep, if you are a fan of such games like classic Resident Evil, the second part of The Evil Within will hit straight into your feelings. But as you can probably imagine, before playing this game, make sure that you are not a pussy. Dungeons free. There are 3 parts of this game, and every sequel feels like a better version of the previous one. Anyway, the third game has very positive reviews on Steam, so if you never played any Dungeons game, you can easily start with this one. Game has a twist of a Warcraft freestyle map on the top of your dungeon, which is an innovation in classic dungeon management games similar to Dungeon Keeper. The campaign will take away about 30 hours away from your boring life. By the way, the campaign's co-op mode works really well, so having at least one friend will enhance your experience. Or you can trick your imaginary mother-in-law to play with you. You know, why imagine only a girlfriend when you can imagine more and have more friends this way? Mortal Kombat 11. I just bought this game on my PlayStation 4 and I am enjoying it very much. It's literally the same as any other Mortal Kombat games, but it has fresh coating, new fatalities and new moves for our beloved fighters. Nothing much to say except the fact that if you like Mortal Kombat, now it's the time to grab it and enjoy it for a few days, or even more if you have some friends that you can beat, and after beating them, make them play Mortal Kombat with you and beat them in-game as well. Bad North. The game is set in a Nordic realm invaded by Vikings. However, the realm's prince and princess managed to escape and now can gather an army to fight the invaders.
Haha, in your face, stupid invaders!
Yeah, learn to invade or something. The gameplay takes place on a small procedurally generated island. During the game, you gather resources and find allies who help you fight your enemies. Your army can feature various units, such as archers, knights, and pikemen. And before buying, you can try the demo version on Steam for free. Gris. To be honest, I have never heard about this game until today, but as I shuffled hundreds of games in order to make this video, I accidentally saw that Gris has overwhelmingly positive reviews and my attention was hooked. And just look how beautiful this game is. The art style is absolutely stunning. People on Steam are talking that not only the art, but everything in this game is great. Music, gameplay, and even the story will leave you gobsmacked. And it's not so hard to believe what they say, just look at it. There aren't many things that are so beautiful as this game. Well, except boobs. Sorry, Gris, you lose on this one. And now consider subscribing for more videos like this. And if you are already subscribed, press that bell notifications button. Let's be friends with benefits. Have a nice day and I'll see you next time. Bye.